Gamification is the use of game element in a context and is not connecting to game. For example, you have a serious topics, for example, connecting to a screening for mental illness, but you build in some playful elements. They make the screening likely more enjoyable for the person, but also more interactive and I would say less stigmatizing for the person as well. My program research look at the use of video game to help young people, children, and youth who are, suffering or struggling with a mental health condition. When I present and I discuss my topics, usually I have both family member of young children as well as my colleagues, researchers, asking me, are you sure we want more kids to spend time in front of a screen? And I understand they're right. It's we need to be attentive and knowing what to do. Clearly, video game intervention, they're not for everyone, but we also need to consider that there are a lot of children and young people that actually play video game, and we know the mental health condition have the onset, before the age of 25. So we have a very unique opportunity to engage young people in learning, for example, how to cope with strong emotion or how to have a skill that can help them to deal with distress they are experiencing maybe in school or with relationship with peer or in the family in a very unique way. What is also unique in the kind of video game intervention that I'm creating with my team is that we use co-design. So we work with young people, usually are gamers, they are expert in their field, and they help me to adapt existing video game intervention they've been tested or develop new one that can open the door of new experiences, but also, for example, on new therapeutic model that can be delivered through the video game environment. During the pandemic, we developed a new game called The Road Ahead. It really was generated by the lockdown, us having virtual meeting, don't know what was happening in our lives. And my first question to my team was, what if we are creating a video game about the experience of lockdown during the pandemic, how people cope with mental illness? And that's how The Road Ahead was created. This game is quite unique because it's made by youth for youth. All the visual assets, the music, the coding, the storyline are all developed by young people. We start digging in the own lived experience of mental illness. That's what the story of the game is based. There are multiple storylines, all of different mental health conditions, from anxiety to depression to psychosis, and at the same time, in learning through how people experience lockdown, we also deliver evidence-based coping strategy that people can learn through the gameplay. The Healthy Brain, Healthy Life New Recruit Startup Supplement Program helped me to create the Ludic Mind Studio. And we call ourselves studio instead of lab because we bring together art and science, which is extremely important, for example, in creating new sets of video games that can be used as a therapeutic tool. What we are doing at the Ludic Mind Studio is actually adapt or create digital intervention that can be used to deliver evidence-based care in mental health care settings. The Ludic Mind work focuses on three areas of how digital technology can be used to enhance the mental health care experience. One is the use of technology to promote assessment and monitoring. So in this particular area, we can use tablet-based intervention with standardized measure that can be used for screening. So, for example, detecting mental illness, but also monitoring the recovery journey of the person. This kind of technology can be effectively used in mental health care settings. The second area is the use of technology to deliver treatment, therapy, and we are focusing on video game intervention to really a friendly way to deliver therapeutic, evidence-based therapeutic model to people who are in need, in particular young people. The third area is the use of virtual reality and virtual reality training to actually boost the knowledge of our healthcare provider. So I'm talking about continued educational activity that healthcare provider can access in a virtual environment, so they can actually learn by doing, and they can learn new skill, new knowledge they can use in their practices. The new Ignite grant really allowed me the opportunity to explore an uncharted territory and partner with a well-known video game company. Unfortunately, I cannot say too much about the project at this point, but bringing together artificial intelligence, game environment, and what we know to be called like citizen science. So young people, they are passionate about video game to help to promote discovery in how mental illness evolved, and also how can we detect it and how can we help early on people who are suffering from mental illness to access help. In partnering with video game company, we have opportunity to see video game and video game company not as part of the problem but part of the solution. We can actually explore a new way to deliver help and support and treatment to young people. Video game company can help us really to explore new modality. Let's imagine like a future of artificial intelligence, for example, and to really find new modality to deliver care to people where they are in an environment that is really appealing and familiar to them. And I like to think that there can also be new business opportunity for them to really develop products that they will be proud of.